What is up, Matt Willis? Welcome to the Green Room. Make yourself comfortable. We'll be ready to roll pretty quickly here. So just buckle up for a lazy soft reboot. Maybe it's not a sequel. Maybe it's a soft reboot, but more after that once we get out of the Green Room. What is happening? Tony, welcome to the Green Room. You're still gearing up as usual, so please enjoy the sounds of White Bat Audio. As we get things geared up, most of the lights are flashing and most of the buttons have been pushed. Just a few more things to go here as usual. Here's how you'll know if I'm on time, right? You'll see this stream or this show advertised a week ahead of time, but when it goes up the same day as the card, or the card goes up the same day as the show, you go behind. Yeah, that's what I ask myself every day, Matt. I go, why, Stephen? The hair was there, and I go, why? Why, Stephen? Why? That's what I ask myself every day. I'm going to put that on a bracelet, like the What Would Jesus Do bracelets? It'll be WS. Stephen, why? I guess WSW, but it should be more than that, right? Why, Stephen? Or maybe like WSW THIT. The hair is there. Why, Stephen? You go a whole week without cleaning your apartment, Stephen? That's horrible, Stephen. Why, Stephen? Why? All right, guys. Getting geared up. Hope you guys like this Wipeout audio, because I do. And I can't find that. There was another one I found that was like the Wipeout audio of like upbeat, because Wipeout basically does like all of his nostalgic mixes too have a sort of a darker bent to them. So there was one that was just like sort of fun, and they hadn't posted it a year, and I lost them. And God, why am I telling you this story? All right, folks. Let's get this show, meaning this show, the one you're listening to, on the road.
Dog. Cat. Mouse. Turtle.
I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Why, Stephen? Why? This is FFOP Radio. It's Wednesday, which means it's our game show night. I'm wearing the blazer, so you know I'm serious. As you can see, last week's winner, hanging proud, got that Black Belt Jones sticker and all. So buckle up for that. Let's get some stuff out of the way first. Krista, my co-host and producer, sitting over there off camera.
Hello.
We're enjoying a lovely homebrew I call Bikini Atoll, because it's like my atomic cherry bomb, but tropical.
Yes, it's good. It's warm.
Yeah, there's 2 habaneros if you're interested. Also, just to do a little housekeeping too, if you've been following like the community posts or whatever, people are very interested in the, I'll show it to you, this.
The green monstrosity.
So this is the caramel apple wine that we made out of taffy from a local like farmer's market. Lost a lot in the first rack because of all of the scum. However, here it is. So if you are indeed interested, there will be, once that's done clearing and hopefully aging out all the weird foot funk and like ass smell, we'll do a video like racking it, and we'll do like a proper tasting so you can see what's going on, because nothing else that I have made has garnered as much attention as that toilet water.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, look at the color.
I mean, but that's the thing. I would go for like someone who's up for clarity. I wouldn't. No, I take that back, because I used to like recreationally watch a coworker eat Hungry Man dinners, like, and he was just eating lunch, and I was like, it was a show for me. It was a half an hour sitcom. Ups and downs that were all there. So, that being said, here's what's happening. It's, the sequel to our movie show that we did last week. More of the same questions, however. There's going to be a slight revolving element. After each 10-question round, I've got these alternate bonus questions that are labeled as "Who am I?" So they're basically I'll just describe a person. You have to guess who they are, and those are pretty difficult. So I'm going to make those 10 points starting, and we'll see where it goes from there. But again, you're only going to get one of those at the end of every round, so you have to savor those like a delicious candy. All right, so buckle up, people. You know how this goes. I'm David Ruprecht and Johnny Gilbert. Krista is the person who keeps the score off camera.
Yeah, I'm like the checker at the end.
Yeah, she's like one of your one of our experienced checkers. Person with a clipboard going, I had $20 for a roast beef. Anywho, so buckle up if you are indeed ready. Here comes the first question, and it's kind of an easy one. What vintage cartoon character was revived in a 1995 film? Jackie Chan was the star of Who Am I? You are right. I forget why that came up.
Because the questions for the 10 points are who am I?
Oh, right. Yeah, totally right. There's also a song. I can't know. This is back in the days of like Napster and shit. But there was a song from Jackie Chan's Who Am I that I really enjoyed. Maybe I'll find it again someday. But I don't even know if it was actually from that. Because again, when you were torrenting things, It is
What was
not
the
Rainbow
question?
Bright. Good answer though. Close. What vintage cartoon character was revived in a 1995 film? The film was not a cartoon, though. It was live action. Just be aware. That's a little hint. Not Scooby-Doo. I think he was like Scooby-Doo showed up like 99, 2000 with Matthew Lillard and stuff. Raggedy Ann negative. These are all great answers though, because like these were all getting reboots in the 90s.
Can you give a genre?
Not really. I can not the Flintstones, but again, classic time period. The 90s had so much shit. I'll give you a hint, right? So buckle up. The first person who hears this due to latency will basically get it. But the movie starred alongside the cartoon character Christina Ricci. Does that help?
No.
I mean, it should. I'm not giving any more hints. That's a pretty good one. Bingo! Jameson got it. It's Casper the Friendly Ghost. With his three uncles, Fatso, Stinky, and Stretch.
That was the first. Well, yeah, that must have been the first. Was that the first Casper movie, like that played in theaters? Because was my first, I think, in theater movie, and it scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid. And I don't know if it was because of the sound, how loud it was, or because of Casper.
Casper was lame. I was not scared. I was not entertained. I was barely like placated.
Well, 95. You were also.
Right, but
12.
Casper the Friendly Ghost is a friendly ghost. What was there to be scared
I don't know. I was 6 or 7. If it was my first movie in the theater, I don't know.
Jameson, you got a point.
It's dark.
So congratulations.
Never would have come close without the hint, he says.
I know, right? Because there's a lot of cartoon characters. Welcome, Kayla, to the show.
Hi.
Maybe you can get this. Brad Pitt was nominated for his supporting role in what 1995 movie? Not Casper. There's your hint. Not Casper. Brad Pitt was nominated for his supporting role in what 1995 movie? Fight Club is a good guess, but no. Also, I hate Chuck Palahniuk or whatever his name is. Not The Devil's Own. It is a darker, not A River Runs Through It either.
Dang.
This one I never saw, but if nobody gets it here in like the next 14 seconds, I'll give you a hint. I do want to see it. It isn't 7. That was good, but was that 95? It wasn't 8 or 6 either. It has to do, I believe, with time travel. Again, I haven't seen it, but I had 101.
101.
101. That's how robots
What's
laugh.
in the box?
It's not Thelma and Louise. I believe it has to do with time travel. But again, I cannot. Not Benjamin Button.
What's in the box?
Not What's in the Box. That's from 7, Krista, in case you don't get that reference.
I do not get that
What's
reference.
in the Box
Sorry.
is not a movie.
Well, I'm just reading the comments because I don't
he's
know.
saying What's in the Box. It was, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen that movie, it was, I was going to say Gwen Stefani's head, but it wasn't. It's
Stephanie Germanotta.
Gwen Penguin.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. It's her head in the box.
Ugh.
Brad Pitt, very upset by it.
Oh, well.
Nobody got it, so here it is. 12 Monkeys. 12 Monkeys. I think it also had Bruce Willis in it. It's one of those ones where, like, it was rated R, I believe, and I couldn't rent those. But the trailer in front of other movies, I always saw it. It always intrigued me. So,
I couldn't rent those.
yeah, because we'd go down.
I was 12.
Right. We go down and they say, get a movie, and they'd, give it the once over. And if it had an R, 12 Monkeys is, we'll have to talk about it someday. Anywho, after I watch it. Oh, this is a great one and a classic piece of Arizona history. In 1994, what 2 actors played Doc Holliday in separate films about Wyatt Earp? There were 2 actors that played Doc Holliday in separate films about Wyatt Earp. Tombstone and Wyatt Earp.
Raising Arizona.
Who played Doc Holliday in each movie? And
I know this
here's
one.
the thing.
I think.
Tombstone kicks Wyatt Earp's dick into the dirt and then stomps it flat. So Val Kilmer and Kevin Costner is incorrect. Val Kilmer, yes. Kevin Costner, he played Wyatt Earp, who played Doc Holliday, not DeForest Kelley. That's funny, though. Kevin Costner is the one who played Wyatt Earp.
I just knew.
And, you know, compared to, what's his name? Kurt Russell, hello. Kevin Costner never stood a chance. The Tombstone episode of Star Trek. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I didn't watch not TNG, but... Oh.
Deep Space Nine?
No. DeForest Kelley was in, what is it? The original series. OS? Star Trek OS? What do they call it? I don't even know. I know TNG, DS9, Voyager, TOS, I think they call it. The original series.
So
Nobody's gotten it. Everybody's gotten half. Val Kilmer indeed played Doc Holliday. However, in that... Dennis Quaid! Bingo! Jameson got it.
Took you long enough. Did you use Google?
Dennis Quaid and not Randy Quayle. Dennis Quaid, Val Kilmer. And P.S. Val Kilmer, like, so sad the way he's ended up, but like an amazing body of work. Even in the movies where he's like completely checked out, more believable than most.
The one where he just played the dead body the whole time. That was good.
Yeah, he plays Twixt. I thought was okay compared to some.
If you haven't watched this documentary, you should watch it. I thought it was really good.
It's good. Also watch, I think it's called The Stranger. It's basically a ripoff of Pale Rider, where Val Kilmer comes in and like just fucks up a little small town police station. I've never seen Real Genius, but like every one of my friends in high school was like butt-ass crazy in love with that shit. So maybe one day I'll put it up there with that movie I didn't see, 12 Monkeys. Check this out. What comedy based on a Saturday Night Live skit about people... What comedy is based on a Saturday Night Live skit about people from Remulac? Remulac is the place they're from. Saturday Night Live was where the characters are from. What is the movie? Top Secret is awesome. Coneheads is right, Jameson. They don't have buttholes, and they eat Subway sandwiches very fast. Just know that. Check it out. Again.
France. They come from France.
One of my favorite movies of all time. In The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Which of those three describes Clint Eastwood? Right? Like, how hard is this? I'm not asking about Tuco. Who is Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Tuco, though. Underrated performance. Lee Van Cleef. Fucking murderer's row of talent. With all the, Eastwood is the? No! Tony, no, he's not the bad. Lee Van Cleef is the bad. So I guess, you know, two left. And he's definitely not the. But that soundtrack, too. Ennio Morricone, oh my God, it is the good. He is the good. Clint Eastwood is the good. Tuco is the ugly. And Lee Van Cleef is the bad. And oh my God, I can talk about that movie until my jaw falls off. But I'll spare you that until later. But watch it. Holds up fucking crazy good.
I still need to see, going back to Val Kilmer, Tombstone. I have still never seen
That's
Tombstone.
Crazy.
You've never been like, we need to sit down and watch it, so we never have. And you haven't watched it in 10 years. Since I've been around, you haven't watched it. Right.
Amy Ramirez, Ecstasy of Gold is the music score. Yes. Ecstasy of Gold is my favorite track on that one. On that album. Like, holy shit. Like, obviously, everybody knows The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's like so, the main theme, rather. It's so cliche. Like, if you think of a Western, you hear the whistle and the whole nine of that. But, like, Ecstasy of Gold, and, like, when Tuco is running through that giant Civil War cemetery, right? And the camera is just spinning for minute after minute. He's running and looking for the gold. What a fucking crazy awesome movie. 402 subs. PS. Thank you, Matt. Woo-hoo. We not only broke 400, but did it with an extra 2. Huge accomplishment. So thank you for the party hat and confetti. And I'm glad you said that because it did slip my mind. Let's see. Check this out. A corny 1960s television series about the Clampett family was brought to the big screen in 1993. What was the movie? Sad Hill Cemetery. Oh, fuck. I'll tell you a quick story. Yes, it is the Beverly Hillbillies. Kayla. And obviously, right, the Clampetts. Anyway, quick side tangent. P.S. Jim Varney as Jed Clampett, you know, chef's kiss. Jim Varney, great in everything he does. But I must have listened to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly soundtrack a dozen times a day for over a year when I was writing this book with my grandmother because it was set in the Old West and I needed to get in the mood, and it always did the trick.
Yeah.
To this day. Typed it and didn't send it. You got to send it, Tony. You know, signed, sealed, delivered. Know the rest of the song. Let's see here. But yeah, like the again, I saw the Beverly Hillbillies in theaters too. Like, has Leah Thompson is like the hot
I've never seen
evil person. Like, you know,
don't be surprised. I've never seen it.
right. It's worth your time if it's, you know, not burning any energy to see. But it's like, you know, the Clampetts, they get oil on their land, they come to Beverly, and, you know, the movie is pretty cliche. It's Leah Thompson wants their money, and, you know, Buddy Ebsen was irreplaceable, but Jesus Christ. Like, if you had to replace Buddy Ebsen with someone, Jim Varney. Anything with Jim Varney in it, people. Okay, check it out. What is the name of the misshapen bell ringer in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? What is the name of the misshapen bell ringer in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? P.S. The Victor Hugo novel. Worth your time. Quasimodo is correct, Kayla. Have we done 10 questions yet?
No, this was number 8.
Okay. Make sure you keep that in the back of your head because I've got the other one. But what was I going to say about that? Jim Varney, Quasimodo.
I don't know, but wasn't Erica Eleniak in it in Beverly Hillbillies? Hubba hubba, he says.
Probably. I know that the guy, the dark-haired guy whose name I can never remember from the Drew Carey show, not Ryan Stiles.
Oh,
whatever his name is, I can never.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Hunchback of Notre Dame was Westerbeck. That'd be hilarious.
Somebody, please God, now it's gonna bother me.
I follow him on Twitter, or what used to be Twitter, whatever his name is. But he was in that movie too as like the son. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like. I mean, aside from Leah Thompson and Jim Varney, I wouldn't write home about it. Topless like a Jethro.
And Under Siege.
Jethro, yeah. Diedrich, yes,
Diedrich
thank you.
Bader.
God damn. I can never remember his name.
Oh yeah, Caleb mentioned Diedrich Bader up above and said it was great as Jed.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
Sorry.
I'm trying to keep. These are all weird, and I don't think I'm going to do any of them. So moving on. That's only question 8, people.
I
Don't
didn't
worry
realize that there was somebody topless in Under Siege. I mean, I guess
look at. I don't know if this is relevant anymore, but remember the website Mr. Skin? They would scrub every big Hollywood movie and give you the time code of all the nude scenes and everyone who was in them and like what you saw and for how long.
it was Under Siege, the one at the end where Nicolas Cage, Steven Seagal, he goes home and they're like to a weird family in a house, and like they walk into a bedroom with like a bunch of presents, and the chick gets naked and he's fully clothed at the end.
Feels like a lot of Steven Seagal movies, so I can't.
That one, I don't know. Somebody needs to tell me what that movie is.
Under Siege would have been early enough that he would have at least taken his shirt off. It's not like Latter-day Walrus Seagal where he like sits there under 9 layers like an Eskimo under 7 parkas.
Yeah, he didn't look terrible in Under Siege. I like Under Siege 2 better.
Shows up and gets nude. Listen, don't watch Under Siege. Watch. What was the submarine one?
Under Siege 2? No. Under Siege.
Was it Under Siege?
Yeah, the first one is the Navy and the second one is the train.
Yeah, watch Under Siege 2, It's on a train. It's way more funny.
Sounds like Hard to Kill. Maybe it was Hard to Kill because like it was a super random.
The second one of Under Siege is definitely on a train. Hard to Kill isn't bad.
I know. I'm talking about Amy's talking about. I think the one where he walks into a random house with a wife and kids.
Oh yeah. But that's like a million of them though. Like he has so many. I've got a binder over there. Like there's the one where he's like a vampire hunter who never kills a vampire. He just walks through an endless amount of hallways and like whatever.
Kayla just bought a 2-pack of Under Siege 1 and 2. Second one's much better.
Second one is so great. Above the Law isn't bad, but it is. Listen, we'll talk about Steven Seagal another time. All right.
We have a whole binder of movies.
My favorite one is his ripoff of The Rock, but again, we'll talk about it later. Here is a typing test for you. In Back to the Future, what was the time machine made out of? Here's a hint. There's a photo on the Jim Varney Appreciation Facebook page of Jim Varney in this very thing. Marked for Death wasn't bad. Was that one with Lance Hendrickson in it?
I don't remember that all of his titles are...
Right, they're so generic, it's hard to... Refrigerator or a DeLorean? It is a DeLorean. The Mr. Fusion, I guess you can count that as a refrigerator, but that doesn't come along till the second one. It was a DeLorean, of course.
So we're giving it to Jameson?
Yes. John DeLorean. Mr. Fusion was I believe that's what Jameson refers to as the refrigerator because he throws a bunch of like banana peels and shit in it.
This is the 10th question.
All right, buckle up, people. That's a refrigerator, but like, okay. Shitty idea, right? Plus... No, I guess that was before Bill and Ted, because they would be like derivative of the phone book. But like you'd get into a phone book, you wouldn't get into a refrigerator. Anyway, people, listen up. This is the 10th one. So I'll make it an easy one. Who was nominated for the Best Actor in The Shawshank Redemption, 1994? Cocaine's very own John DeLorean. It's like Lee Iacocca and all those other guys. Tim Robbins is not right.
Damn, everybody thought it was Tim Robbins.
Movie, right? Who else was in that movie? There's only two dudes. Basically, I mean, come on. Morgan Freeman is correct, Amy Ramirez.
Nice.
Nominated for Best Actor. I feel like I can't prove this, and I'm not going to Google it, but like, did The Green Mile come out at the same time or close to The Shawshank Redemption? Because it feels like a Deep Impact, Armageddon, like Dante's Inferno versus whatever fucking volcano movie it was. Anywho.
The fresh fish fat guy.
The fresh fish fat guy. Clancy Brown. Classic dude.
Well after.
Right, okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, well after, totally. But, like, that's what I'm saying.
Way.
Way derivative. But, anyway, so that was the 10th question. So, where are we with the scores?
Jameson has 4, Kayla has 3, and Amy Ramirez has 1.
Joe vs. the Volcano, not a bad movie. I don't know if it's germane. Not a bad movie. It was always on Channel 45 when I was growing up, so I saw parts of it a lot.
Oh, my Channel 45 growing up was the country music channel.
Here, we didn't, I didn't have cable. Channel 45 was UPN when they were a thing. So, that being said, here it is, people. This is going to be worth 10 points. I'm drawing blindly out of the middle. I'm going to look at who the answers are.
So, for those of you that weren't here at the beginning,
the
10th question is going to be a 10-point question of who am I?
So I'm going to read you a description of who am I, and you're going to tell me who I am. 10 points. In 1971, I made my debut in the cult classic National Lampoon's Animal House. After miscellaneous parts in films and daytime television, my next real break came as I starred in Diner. Other characters I have portrayed are a psychopathic killer, rebel adolescent, medical student, and marine lawyer.
Belushi, says Tony.
It is not Belushi.
Dan Aykroyd says
not
Matt.
Dan Aykroyd. I have a hint.
Donald Sutherland.
Not Donald Sutherland. I have a hint. If you know... Bingo! I won't even give it because Rod got it. It's Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon. And here's the thing. I was going to say, if his debut was National Lampoon's Animal House, it must have been like within minutes that he was killed by Jason Voorhees' mom in the first Friday the 13th with an arrow through the neck.
Oh.
From behind the bed. I thought that was his debut. So there you go. Kevin Bacon, 10 points.
To Rod.
You got it, my man. All right. In this next round, each question is worth 5 points. 1981? That they might have. I did not mention Tremors, but that was long after, man. Kevin Bacon was Kevin Bacon by then.
He was a thing.
Yeah, like it was... what's his name? And the guy who plays his buddy, I can't ever remember his name either. But like, you want to talk about perfect movies, Tremors is up there with like the Ninja Turtles as far as like tightness of script. Plus you got, God, now his name escapes me. Michael Gross. Fred Ward. Yes, thank you. Fred Ward. Oh, just kidding. I already read that one.
Joe Dirt's dad.
Joe Dirt's dad. Yes. I got the poo on me. I saw that in the theaters. Why did I see so many shitty movies in theaters? Okay, check it out. This is one of my favorite cars. I just read the answer. I didn't read the question yet. In the John Hughes film Pretty in Pink, what kind of Volkswagen did Andy drive? In the John Hughes film Cars. It was Lightning McQueen.
Let's talk about cars.
Pretty in Pink. What kind of Volkswagen did? Not a Beetle. No, negative. Not a Thing, but awesome guess. I love the Thing as well. All classic Volkswagen products. Any air-cooled engine that Germany put out, I love. Studebaker was not actually made by Volkswagen. It was actually made by Studebaker. So that's not the answer. However, it did make an appearance in the Muppet movie. I mean, Amy, you saw that, right? Dong, where is my automobile?
Wait, that's Sweet 16.
I mean, come on. There are so few. I've given
There's
you
not
so
very many
hints.
left.
There are so few air-cooled Volkswagen cars, right? The engine is air-cooled. It's not the Thing. It's not the Beetle. The Cabriolet is too far ahead. That's a liquid-cooled engine. So it's a what? Do you guys really not know what this is? It's one of my favorite cars. A Merc? DeLorean, no. Rabbit, no. Cricket, no. God dang you guys. It's a Carmen Ghia. It's a Carmen Ghia. It's not a Golf. Too late also. That's a water-cooled engine. The Carmen Ghia. Classic, hovering right around 1600 cc. You know, like 600 cc's more than your average liter bike, but you're hauling 4 people, hypothetically. God, you guys. It was a Carmen Ghia.
I totally knew that. Not.
You. Nah, don't like any of those. We're moving on.
Can we just talk about Joe versus Volcano more?
Here's the thing. Joe versus the Volcano, I feel like was, again, ripped off, albeit in like spirit alone with like Last Holiday. I never saw Last Holiday, so I cannot verify. But
With
like
Queen Latifah?
Yeah, but Joe versus the Volcano is like and I don't think he's actually, it's been a zillion years since I saw it, but the beats feel the same. Where like they tell Joe he's gonna die, they put him toward this volcano, the volcano goes off, it's him and Meg Ryan, and shit happens that's cute and people love it. But it's one of those things where it's like, and maybe I've seen this pattern before in other movies where it's like you convince someone they're dying, so they'll do something that will definitely kill them, and in the end they always find out they weren't, and they go, oh, whoa, weird. I don't know. All right, here we go. In Bedknobs and Broomsticks, What did Paul have to do to the bed knob to make it work? Never seen this movie.
I've never heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. In Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, what did Paul have to do to the bed knob to make it work?
After watching You've Got Mail, I was running for the volcano.
All right. Jesus Christ. Twist it and tap it. It does sound kinky, Rod, and I'm on the fence about giving that the point because it's pretty fucking close.
Just do it.
All right, because the answer is give it 3 taps and a quarter turn.
Yeah, that.
Which you can say is a twist and a tap. But 3 taps. Anyway, there you go.
You're not gonna get a better answer without Googling.
Heat it up for Joe Pesci to grab.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
It's free real estate.
Ooh. Nice one. This film is an adaptation of a comic book set in the future world of urban chaos, where New Age police are empowered to judge and kill. Somebody call Chris Hansen. What movie am I talking about? This film is an adaptation from a comic book. It is Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
P.S. The Carl Urban one, again, if we're going to talk about like movies I can watch over and over and over again, the Judge Dredd with Carl Urban, is such a fucking ball banger.
I like both of them.
They're both good, but like it's Demolition Man. It's tight. The second one is tight. Carl Urban is great. He never takes his helmet off, PS, which is how it should be.
Yeah.
The first one is a goofy romp through bullshit, and the second one is a serious look and a raid film, and it's fucking awesome. I love the Stallone one, don't get me wrong. It's not Judge Dredd.
I am the law.
It's like in the Judge Dredd world that we live in, they got the equivalent of Ninja Turtles 3 first and Ninja Turtles the motion picture later. They should have got Carl Urban first, and if Stallone wanted to come along and be like, I am the law, and do all of his goofy shit and have Rob Schneider bumble fucking around.
That's the part that I didn't like. He annoyed me, but I liked Stallone.
It was the 90s. Rob Schneider was everywhere.
Oh, go ahead.
Movie is a 3-hour adaptation of Rodgers and Hammerstein hit musical about, oh God.
Is he going to give it away?
The Von Trapp Family Singers.
Who could type faster? Go.
What movie was that, guys? The Von Trapps? I know it's a little obscure, so I anticipate a long... Oh, whoa, hey, Kayla, you got it, Kayla? I can't believe that was
God.
That was a deep pull. But yeah, 3 hours. Goodfellas. Back in the days of VHS, it came on 2 goddamn tapes.
Wow.
And for some reason, I don't like talking about my family, but my brother loved The Sound of Music and watched that movie a lot.
That's kind of funny.
And not like in a passé way where you watched half of the first VHS, get tired and fuck off. Like both VHSs every time, Sound of Music.
That's weird.
I'm crazy. But it's like me in 9 to 5, so I guess I can't throw share stones, am I right?
My parents owned a 2-tape set of The Godfather.
Yeah, The Godfather 1, 2, and 3, I think were all 2-tape sets because you had to, Julie Andrews, you had to, that's the thing. When you were bound by physical media, you could only hold so much tape, so whatever. What are the 3 fabled religious artifacts that Indiana Jones has sought out in his silver screen hits? P.S. This predates the shitty alien one. What are the 3 fabled objects that Indiana Jones is traipsing about the globe for? It's crazy. Well, I'll tell you when we get an answer. But seeing them back to back like this, a missed theme, perhaps. But you know what? Maybe they didn't have a roadmap, or they might have, because we'll talk about it after you guys fucking answer this question. Everybody loves Indiana Jones. You guys don't know what he was going after each time? 3 of them.
The 3 things.
3 things. Two tape set of. Oh my god. Indy 4 was good. Listen, an alien can be anybody or anything. That's one, Tony. Anybody or anything that the majority that they are going to be interact with is unfamiliar with. So all of us humans seeing those things that look like aliens, I'm going to say it was the aliens. Jameson, I'm going to give it to you.
Some silly stones.
It was the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, and the Sankara stones. So two religious items from, Christianity and one from Hindu. And Sankara stones are basically just big, like the lingam stones.
Oh, yeah, the Shiva lingam stones.
Yeah, that shape is something great in Hindu.
Fun fact about where the Shiva lingam stones are found, the whole place is now dried out and there's no more lingam stones anymore. They've all been
citation needed, because that's the thing. The earth is always producing shit because it does nothing but. So there's always heat somewhere creating diamonds and pressure and all that stuff. So
well, and to add on to that,
holy lordography. What the?
No one's allowed to go to where they find those now because it's dried up and blah blah blah.
Legend of the Hidden Temple. Good guess, Tony.
Oh, that was
Not
a good
quite though. He would have kicked ass. You better believe that if Harrison Ford ever showed up on Legend of the Hidden Temple, he would have gone to space camp. He would have got the charged blow pops, everything.
All the things.
Sean Connery won Best Supporting Actor for playing an experienced street cop in what 1987 movie? An experienced street cop. Are there no organic plastics? Listen, I'm not smart. It is the Untouchables. Rod. So you got that. Are there, biological plastics? I don't know. Untouchables is correct. Oh. This is a good one, too, because I actually saw this movie, so I'm going to make it part of the game. Whoops. What challenge does the sun in Mr. Holland's opus have? What challenge does the sun in Mr. Holland's opus have? I don't know why I saw this in theaters. It's like a Richard Dreyfuss, piano movie. Not autism. A little too early for that. It's more, it's not necessarily, maybe it's ironic. I don't know. Alanis Morissette would have to fill me in on that. But no, not Tourette's syndrome either. But just think about it for a second. If you're Mr. Holland and you're a composer, it's not the Presidential Fitness Challenge. It's not the challenge of the Hidden Temple. But if you write, compose, and, listen to music professionally, bingo, Kaylee, you got it. He is deaf. And it's crazy how they find out too. They have a kid and he's got a full-blown head of hair or something. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I remember something loud, there's a siren or something goes off and everybody turns and plugs their ears and goes, oh my God. And Mr. Holland's wife is reacting, and then when she looks down, the kid's there in the stroller.
Not reacting at all.
Not reacting at all. Sleep the baby that he is. It's oh, he's deaf. That's how Mr. Holland got his opus back. And that redheaded chick for Sybil's daughter from not Grace Under Fire. Sybil Shepherd's show, her redheaded daughter, who is also in 88 Minutes, and I believe also Vampire Diaries. Don't worry about it. It's not important, guys.
I love Vampire Diaries.
What famous actor played the voice of John Smith in Disney's Pocahontas? Mr. Holland's Bloom County Penguin. The hell? Like Stevie Wonder not being blind. George Clooney is incorrect. Another one, classic. Saw it in the theater. This was the waning era of my interest in Disney movies. I was getting out of the kids stage. The music wasn't doing it. Like The Little Mermaid, great, floored me. By the time Pocahontas rolled around, I was like,
I have like a vague recollection when I was in like a daycare when I was young of the
Gilbert Gottfried. No!
the woman of the house that I used to get babysat
The
at or
woman of
whatever
the house?
played the
Shit.
Pocahontas soundtrack every day.
Color of the Wind, whatever. There are some movies that basically, bingo, Mel Gibson. You are correct. It is Mel Gibson, not Sam Kinison.
I don't want to
But-
say his name.
Yeah, sorry about that. But there are, I feel like every Disney song that like was the flagship of every movie got like the Muzak version, and I heard that every time I went to the dentist office. Like any big like, whether it's Aladdin or the Lion King or any like the Tarzan,
Yeah.
any of those big like the song you identify with that movie has a smooth jazz version, and I listened to it fucking when I was sweating in the dentist's office.
When you were sweating in the dentist's office?
Yeah, because I hated the dentist,
I
and
hate
I
the
threw
dentist,
up
too.
on the hygienist once
Yeah.
because she wouldn't fucking listen, and I told her, I'll puke on you if you put that fluoride thing in my mouth. My gag reflex doesn't have any barriers, filters, or tolerance for your bullshit. She goes, duh, yeah, you're gonna. And guess who got vomited on?
Yeah,
bet you wouldn't listen.
I had to do that at the orthodontist. They had to do like the mold of your teeth so I can get braces, and I choked on the shit and barfed on the person.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. However, I think it's wrong. So let me Google it pretty quickly here, because I'm going to ask you, and if because it's one of my favorite movie franchises, if you will. How many sequels have followed the original Death Wish? How many sequels have followed the original Death Wish?
Well,
and I'm not going to count the reboot from what's his face.
So is it wrong as in too little or too many?
There are too few on this card. So
That could be whenever it was made.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This card is inaccurate because, and if you tell me what's on the back of this card, you will get it wrong. Don't tell me what's on the back of this card. The real number of sequels to Death Wish. Jameson, it is 4. It is 5 in total.
With the
Rod.
reboot?
No. Total 5. Charles Bronson was in 5.
I see.
Yeah, so this must be written right before 5 was shot or whatever. Yeah, 5 movies, and 3 is when it hit its peak. 1's okay. 1's a classic, old-timey Charles Bronson. Like, he's an everyman. He's Paul Kersey. He's a like an architect or whatever. He flies to Tucson to plan this development for this guy who drives a big Cadillac with horns on it. He is gifted a gun, and that is when his life changes, because like in every movie, the woman in his life, be they his wife, girlfriend, or daughter, or maid, are brutally assaulted and murdered and or made crazy, and he goes on a killing spree. And it all started with a single 6-shooter 32 revolver he got from a guy he just planned a complex for.
That's crazy.
And then by number 3, he's shooting people with like 30 millimeter Browning machine gun you'd find on like a fucking helicopter.
That was the 10th question.
So that's that for you. Now, this one's going to be worth 20 points. Make my sandwich. Thank you, Kayla. Yes, we broke 400. We were at 402. Thank you for those extra 2. If I knew who you were, I'd give you a big old kiss through the mail, because we probably don't live next to each other. So, the first Who Am I question was worth 10 points. This is going to be worth 20. So, buckle up, people. I hit it big as a young Vietnam soldier in 1986. Brought the great Gordon Gekko down in 1987, and played for the Chicago and Cleveland baseball teams in 1989 and 1990. Who am I? Chuck Sheen is right. Rod, you got it. Charlie Sheen. Of interest, Oliver Stone cast Sheen as the lead in Platoon. Sheen's co-star, Michael Douglas, Gordon Gekko, won an Oscar in Wall Street. Sheen was a baseball player in 8 Men Out and Major League. And I don't know if I would count Major League because it's, a farcical comedy, but...
So, score-wise, we've got Rod with 35, Kayla with 23, Jameson with 19, and Amy with 1. How many points is this round going to be?
Amy only got 1?
Yeah.
I feel like that happened in the second round, but sorry, Amy. Okay, so we did 1, and then we did 5.
We do 10, and then the next 10 question will be 30 points.
We're doing 12 points in round 3. 12
You just
points.
like to make me do math?
It's a good dozen. It's a great dozen.
Well, let's just do a baker's dozen. We'll do 13.
You're right. We should do 13. All right, here we go, people. This is another easy one. Which 1964 film provided the Oscar-winning Best Song? Zippity Doo Dah.
Yeah, it was my understanding there would be no math. I didn't sign up to do math.
Well, the contestants don't do math. However, in-house, it has to get done because each question is worth points and math has to happen. Yes, Kaylee, what song of the South? There's something that's never coming out of that vault. Uncle Remus. Fletch Lives.
There'd be cookies. I also want cookies.
Listen, people, this is a game show. Like, it's not a fucking potluck. I mean, even if it were a game show like Supermarket Sweep, they wouldn't let you crack into the Hydrox in between questions.
Oh my god, Hydrox. That's just a weird name for a cookie.
P.S. Bring your own snacks. Like, you're on a show.
I can't chew on microphone.
I can't chew on microphone. Then don't bring a microphone as a snack. Here's another Pocahontas question. Name one of the 2 animals who play Pocahontas' sidekick in the movie. Name one of the 2 animals who play Pocahontas' sidekicks.
Who can type
in
faster?
the movie.
Because we already talked about it.
Bingo! Raccoon's one of them. Raccoon, also one of them. If you give me the other one, I'll give you points for that too. Not a beaver. Kaylee gets points for the raccoon. Thumper was not in that movie.
Wrong animal.
Just a short 60 years. Donald Morrison. Yeah, you make about 10 dozen of them.
A liger.
Not a liger. No one know. It's hummingbird. P.S.
Oh,
The raccoon and the hummingbird. Oh, man. Here's another easy one. God rest his soul. What late actor played Gomez Addams in the Addams Family? He also played M. Bison in the Bison Family. It's a half-truth. Gomez Addams. John. No! No. We're talking about movies. This is a movie game show. No! Yes, thank you. Raul Julia. Masterful actor. Even in his low-rent stuff like Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. Fucking unbelievable. However, John Astin, great as the original Gomez, right? I watched the Addams Family almost every day, so I get it. However, he was not in the movie. And P.S., why not? Like, they could have Stan Lee'd that shit before Stan Lee was a thing. Or did I miss it? Does John Astin pull a cameo in the first Addams Family movie? I don't think so. I would have been like, hey, but no. Yes, here we go. This 1964 film tells the story of 36 hours in the life of the Beatles. This 1964 film tells the story of 36 hours of the life of the Beatles. And I've seen all the Beatles movies for some reason.
I have not.
Inside one of the graves. Hard Day's Night is correct. Seen Hard Day's Night, seen Help. They're all like weird, psychedelic. Refresh my memory, Rod. Is Hard Day's Night the movie where Ringo gets the ring stuck on his finger and hilarity ensues? Or is that Help? There's one where Ringo gets a giant ring put on his finger, and they can't get it off, and like they're running around, they're gonna cut his finger off. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Raul Julia, awesome. Ladies Man, yes.
That's Help.
Yeah, okay, that is Help. Yeah, I figured. Because like with Help,
Help.
he would have been asking for help because they were gonna take his, yeah. Still, wild shit, guys. The 60s were crazy. Not as cool as the 90s, but still. Fucking crazy. I don't know if this is accurate anymore either, but I'll ask it. How many times did Rocky Balboa fight against Apollo Creed in the Rocky films? How many times did Rocky Balboa fight against Apollo Creed in the Rocky films? Boom, Jameson got it. That's what it says on the card. 3 times. Oh no, yeah, I was gonna say. Didn't Apollo Creed kill someone? Yeah, one behind closed doors. But yeah, it was Ivan Drago who killed Apollo Creed, right? It's like Rocky IV. Drago shows up, blows Creed's head off his shoulders, and he's like, I'll break you. Full disclosure, I haven't seen any of the Rocky movies. Just kidding. I saw like the super late one because I was working in a theater as a projectionist. If he dies, he dies. Yeah, and he died. Okay, check it out. What actress has won 4 Best Actress Oscars? This is multiple choice. Katharine Hepburn, Sally Field, Glenn Close. 4 Best Actress Oscars. Katharine Hepburn, Sally Field, Glenn Close. Jameson with the points.
That's
it
what
is
I was gonna
Hepburn.
guess. Yeah.
That is, you guys were both close. The person who answered Fields was not. It was Hepburn, not Sally Fields. But you know, now with time making fools of us all, could it be different? It just
Probably
might.
not.
But you know, Sally Fields went on to keep acting. I mean, they all still. I mean, Katharine Hepburn isn't alive, I don't think. Are possible? But Sally Fields, Glenn Close, but no cigar is right, Kayla. Thank you. Which of the following was not one of the 4 Ghostbusters? Not. Keep that in mind. Not one of the 4 Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis, Bill Murray. Who wasn't a Ghostbuster? And who was Vince Clortho? Rick Murray is... Jameson, you nailed it. He was Vince Clortho. Or whatever. Whatever his name was when he wasn't that. But yeah. And now I can't remember his name. Who was the other Ghostbuster? Who was Winston played by? He was in Congo. He's one of my favorite performers. What is his goddamn name, you guys? Ernie Hudson. Thank you. Winston Zeddemore. Ernie Hudson. And also underrated because Eddie Murphy, if you're familiar with this lore or whatever, Eddie Murphy was supposed to play Winston Zeddemore, but they got Ernie Hudson. Whatever, say what you want. I don't think Eddie Murphy, I've never liked him. I like Ernie Hudson a zillion times better. Watch Congo and tell me you don't. Dudley Moore. Just kidding. I don't want to do that one.
Just kidding.
Hey, what movie received the most Academy Awards of all time? What movie received the most Academy Awards of all time? 11. Just in case. And it wasn't Arthur, P.S. It was 10. That's why I didn't read it. What movie? 11 Academy Awards this thing received. What was it? Not The Wizard of Oz, and it's not Chicago.
Chicago.
It is old. Relatively.
So old.
Chicago is relatively new because it has Jennifer Lawrence in it. Not Schindler's List. Older. Moulin Rouge? No, older. Godfather, older. Think of Maltese Falcon, close, no cigar. We're in the right time period. But think of like big Hollywood epics era, huge, lots of money. It's all on screen. However boring. Not Citizen Kane, not The Birds. I don't think The Birds won 11 Academy Awards. Gone with the Wind. That's a good answer too, but it is not correct.
Hard
Target.
Target.
Because here's the thing, it's a multiple choice, and I'll give them to you because nobody's getting it. Schindler's List, Gone with the Wind was one of the choices, or Ben-Hur. No, it's not Gone with the Wind.
They already said Schindler's List.
And it ain't that.
So who can type faster?
Bingo! Kayla got it. Ben-Hur. Can you believe it? But like, I don't know. It just feels like, here's the thing. Everybody gifted. Cleopatra was an awesome guess too, because I almost gave that as a guess, but I didn't want to because it's like the same sort of genre and it's huge. And I forget I was going with that story. So whatever, we're moving on. Yes, because I love this movie. Tony, I hope you're listening. What ironic song plays during the Senator's escape in The Birdcage? Robin Williams, Nathan Lane, Gene Hackman, Hank Azaria, Ally McBeal herself, Callista Flockhart. What ironic song? Bingo, Jameson, it's We Are Family. That song plays about 487,000 times. Tony, I'm a little disappointed.
Sorry.
However, what a great movie. I fucking love The Birdcage. I full disclosure, I'm an uncultured Philistine, so I have only seen the American version with Nathan Lane and Robin Williams.
I've never seen it at all.
But it's so funny. Like, it's one of those ones where it probably doesn't hold up because of PC culture and how things move. But, like, Hank Azaria doesn't wear shoes because he's, like, their houseboy. So when he wears shoes, he constantly falls down, which is just hilarious physical comedy. But on top of that, it's classic sitcom bullshit. We have two owners of a gay nightclub that is Lane and Williams. Williams' son wants to marry Callista Flockhart. Her parents are Gene Hackman and some other famous actress. Hilarity ensues when they got to get together because Nathan Lane dresses as a woman because he's a Senator, Gene Hackman, and they serve disgusting food on plates covered in gay sex.
Nice.
Right?
This is the 10th question of the third round, just so you know.
Then let's finish it up.
Diana Weiss is the other famous actress.
Right. So good. Like, with Gene Hackman constantly eating candy and, like, nothing feels, like, out of place. It's a stew. Yeah, it's a stew. It's a stew. There's, like, whole eggs and shit in it. And, like, right as they're realizing it's nothing but, like, Greek, because they're, like, ancient Greek-looking bowls and, like, the motif or whatever, and, like, just a bunch of dudes banging each other. And, like, Nathan Lane's like, oh, I've got a few girls on mine. Doesn't yours have girls? And that's when Hank Azaria... No, that's when Robin Williams runs into the kitchen and takes the soup out of the steel cook pot because he was transferring it to, like, a serving dish. He goes, oh, and he starts serving all the soup. And it's, like, whole shrimp and, like, whole, unshelled eggs and shit. It's...
Boys playing leapfrog.
Fucking great movie, you guys. This 1933 film used stop-motion photography to create the illusion of a giant creature. It ruled, among other places, atop of the Empire State Building.
You're going to use that as your 10th question?
What is it? Who is it? I don't know. King Kong is correct, Kayla. Willis O'Brien, not the visual effects artist on that movie, however... Obi What's-His-Nuts was, and that's who, started this whole thing off. If you've ever seen Clash of the Titans and all the whatever.
Mannequin 2.
Let's talk about Mannequin for a second. That has another classic. It'll never happen again, right? Like, was it Ragsdale, TJ Ragsdale or whatever his name is? Like, gets a mannequin that comes to life and he can fuck, and it's Kim Cattrall. And like Meshach Taylor is like the gay fashion designer, I think. Yeah, Kim, like that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. A young me got super horned up over Mannequin. I don't think there's any nudity in that movie, but like Kim Cattrall is super hot. So I mean, hello Hollywood. Yes, thank you. Anyway, that was our 10th question. So, moving on to our who am I question. Now, since the first one was worth 10, second one was 20, third one, 30, obviously. Find some good ones here. We'll keep it in the same theme. Yeah. Let me put this away. Full disclosure, Krista left to maybe go to the bathroom or something. So it's just you and me. You guys want to talk some serious shit about her while she's out of the room? Because now is the perfect time. I don't know how much time we have before she comes back in, but now's the time to start dishing people. And well, I know she'll read the chat, so I mean, it'll be hurtful, but she won't know until later. But once she gets back, we'll do this, and it's on theme. I appreciate you guys showing up. Once again, thank you for the 400 subscribers. That's super cool of you. And I hope you're enjoying the show thus far. She does need to see The Birdcage. There's so many movies she needs to see. Tombstone, The Birdcage, others. But those are probably the best. I already showed her Ernest Goes to Camp. And she's all like, oh, it's depressing. And I'm like, whatever. Just watch it. It's fine. We'll watch Ernest Saves Christmas next. I gotta find that on DVD. But I just got a DVD 2-pack of like Ernest's Wacky Adventures, and it's the second volume, so none of the A-listers are there. It's like Ernest Rides Again, Ernest Goes to Africa, and Ernest Plays Basketball or some shit. The Birdcage is fucking classic though. So buckle up. This question is worth 30 points. Krista now in the room.
Okay, hi. I'm back.
Who am I? I played the middle-class jock in The Breakfast Club. Who am I? If you need a hint, we're keeping it in the family, people.
Just give it away, why don't you? Cool.
Cool. It is Emilio Estevez. Jameson, you got it. Emilio Estevez. Classic Charlie Sheen brother. But then, like, Emilio! It's like, Emilio! You're just a little late, Ryan. We're just at the end of round 3. However, we're about to slip into round 4. So, maybe too late? I don't know. We'll see.
Too late, baby. Well, how many points is this one gonna be?
So, round 1, points were worth 1 point. Round 2, points were worth, questions were worth 5, rather. Round 3 was 12.
13.
So for round... Oh, yeah, we did the Baker's Dozen. For round 4, we're going to go 25 points apiece.
So, Ryan, I mean, if you... So, here's the...
It's possible.
Here's
Check the scores.
Jameson has 101. Kayla has 75. Rod has 61. And Amy has 1.
Hold on there with that 1. It's a nice, straight line. Don't soil it.
Ryan just met Garrison Keeler.
Oh, you met him? That's radical.
Pics in the Discord.
Oh, okay, nice. So, Ernest versus Ed Grimley. Ernest would win. Ernest is indestructible. Have you seen Ernest Goes to Jail? He's fucking indestructible. Amy Ramirez keeping it in first place with that 1 point. All right, people, buckle up. This is the last round. 4th round, 25 points apiece. Possibly anyone's game. Asterisk.
Are we doing a last question at the end, too?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
What 1986 Rob Reiner movie was based on the Stephen King short story, The Body? What 1986 Rob Reiner movie was based on the Stephen King short story, The Body.
The only Stephen King book I ever read was The Dreamcatcher.
Stand By Me is correct.
Oh man, Ryan's already catching up.
I didn't realize that this was a Stephen King story, but here's the thing. Short stories make great movies. Long books make terrible movies.
Right, because you can't get enough into
Monster
the movie.
Squad? Yeah, Monster Squad was a Stephen King joint. It was like Christine, It, Cujo, Monster Squad, Princess Bride. All right, buckle up. What 1991 movie starring Jodie Foster won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Actress? That's why every biblical movie sucks. Probably right. Witness is incorrect. It is Silence of the Lambs. Jameson. Bingo. Jodie Foster. Fucking Lecter's name. His name escapes me. Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Whatever. I don't know. There's something to be said about like old dudes who can like still kill you. And the examples I pull are always like Liam Neeson, or like there was a movie where Sean Connery played like a super dangerous criminal. I think outside of The Rock, because he plays that too. But like, and maybe I'm thinking of The Rock. When you see Sean Connery with that long wig and he's like, they're like, you got to go back to The Rock and get all the, go with Nicolas Cage and all that shit.
Untouchables.
What's his name? The old guy, Billy something from Boondocks. I've seen him in a couple of comedy things too. Like he was a comedy actor in like one of the Third Rock from the Sun episodes. Billy something. You guys know what I'm talking about. Smell what The Rock is cooking over there. Oy, oy, oy. What actor? What actor has starred in 6 of the highest grossing... yes, thank you, Connolly. Thank you, Billy Connolly. 6 of the highest grossing films of all time. What actor has starred in 6 of the highest grossing films of all time?
Whenever this game came out.
Connolly was good. Still is. I think he's still alive.
Tom Cruise, says Ryan Maxwell.
Negative. Not Tom Cruise. Not
Mark
Marlon
Hamill.
Brando. Not Mark Hamill. All great guesses, though. I mean, Cruise, you'd expect that, but no, this is maybe a sleeper. He's come up a lot tonight. George Clooney has not been an answer yet, and he still will not be. Jim Barney. Bingo, Rod, you got it. It's Harrison Ford. The Star Wars
Harrison
trilogy and the Indiana
Ford.
Jones movies. I imagine this happened after Titanic, but even then, like Star Wars and Dietrich Bonner. Star Wars and Indiana Jones. That's money-making material there, people. All right, sticking around the 1994 era. A 1994 film about the everyday lives of non-ordinary people won the Cannes Film Festival Top Award. What was it? A 1994 film about everyday lives of non-ordinary people won the... Bingo! Jameson, you got that was fucking fast. Pulp Fiction. Nailed it. Again, Bruce Willis, he's come up, you know, not ruthless people.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction is one of those movies that I've seen bits and pieces of. I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing soup to nuts
Same.
in one sitting.
Yes.
But whatever. You know what? I don't care. It's one of those movies I don't really care about because, not that I don't care about it, but there are some directors out there that make great movies that I only ever want to see once.
Mm-hmm.
Coen Brothers. Oh shit. Why can't I think of these directors? Tarantino, any director that has like a lineage or whatever, their films are always very interesting and thought-provoking and whatever, and I enjoy them while I watch them, but no rewatchability to me.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, I like Kill Bill and what's the one with the cover of the movie? It's like 4 different colors.
Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah, I would only seen them once because
You bull! I don't even want to watch those the first time. I'm not familiar with Taylor Sheridan by name, but there are people out there. Those movies you go, whoa, great. Never want to see it again. Saw No Country for Old Men once. Great. Remember a lot of it. Don't want to see it again.
yeah,
But there are some that will break the mold because like
Django Unchained. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, like because I just watched a review of the Red Letter Media review of Raising Arizona, where some people or some famous directors like they have something in their catalog that is against type or whatever, and those you can watch over and over again. So I get it, but whatever.
Who's James Cameron? I like his movies, but they're always really long.
And they don't. I don't know. James Cameron is one of those dudes who I would not say that T2 is a complex movie. I wouldn't say it's a smart movie. I wouldn't say it's a thought-provoking movie. It is badass, though. James Cameron's movies either come and they stick because of what they did, or they don't because those gimmicks are old.
Yeah,
People still talk about T2. Who is talking about Avatar?
right.
There's a second one coming out. Is anyone talking about that?
No. Who's the director? Oh my god.
Mars Attacks.
It's
Sicario. Okay, thank you.
I can't think of his name, but he and it's right on the tip of my tongue, but he always makes the super shitty movies. Everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's making it."
Good night, Kayla. You're probably thinking about U-Bowl.
No, it's a dude. It starts with an M, maybe. M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh.
People always complain about his movies.
He's divisive, and that's the thing. He's become sort of a... whatever.
Good night, Kayla.
Can I kill a Transformers guy?
I don't know who makes Transformers.
Shh. Oh, I would say Michael Caine. Michael Bay.
Oh, Michael Bay.
Michael Bay, yes. He's one of those ones where, like... Because, whatever, Transformers, the Ninja Turtles, I know he just produced those, didn't direct them, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But everything that Michael Bay does, to me, it's just one of those ones that are like... Because he did Bad Boys or whatever. If you're into explosions, like, some people really love watching the Fast and the Furious decilogy or whatever it is. 11ology, whatever it's up to.
Sweet 10-pack.
I couldn't give a single hot fuck, but that's the thing. Moving on. Here's a good one. For what movie did Marlon Brando win Best Actor in 1972? For what movie did Marlon Brando win Best Actor in 1972, right? Like, think of the time. Bingo, Jameson. Whoa, The Godfather is correct. What else could it be? It definitely wasn't The Island of Dr. Moreau. Because Val Kilmer should have gotten the award for that.
Yes.
Maybe Fairuza Balk. Maybe Ron Perlman. No, definitely not Ron Perlman. The Quadfather.
Quadfather.
Oh, Quad. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Fucking, this is a movie I watched a lot. Probably could watch it more today. Name a song that plays in the background as Garth imagines his beautiful blonde dream date in Wayne's World. Name a song that plays in the background. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll call it. Jameson, it's Foxy, there you go, Foxy Lady, yeah. Roxy Lasso, fucking super close. Real close, so I appreciate it. Give Rod the points as well because it is Dreamweaver or Foxy Lady.
Oh, all right.
And I'm trying to remember, I know that he does a dance to Foxy Lady. I don't remember the Dreamweaver part because I feel like Dreamweaver was when Wayne was hanging out with Tia Carrera's character. Cannot confirm, haven't seen that movie in 50 years. Something along that.
Between 10 and 50 years.
Somewhere around there.
And of course, Penelope Spears, who directed Wayne's World, directed Jim Varney and Beverly Hillbillies.
it all comes together, right?
My God.
Jim Varney, God bless that man. He's like the they're figures I tie together because they just feel thematically appropriate. In the wrestling world, we have Macho Man Randy Savage. In the acting world, we have Jim Varney, and I put those two together because it's peanut butter and chocolate. God damn it,
Macho Man Jim Varney.
Macho Man Randy fucking Savage. In Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, where did the Seven Dwarves work? Very specific, so don't fuck around, people. Where do the Seven Dwarves work? Specifically. And since they work there and have no boss, like, why aren't they richer?
Sam Elliott almost played the Jim Varney part in Beverly Hillbillies, but they didn't think Sam Elliott could do comedy. Yeah, I mean, really?
Yeah, Ryan Maxwell, you nailed it. Not for nothing, but it was... I think bullet dodged, because although Sam Elliott, I think, is a versatile actor, we saw him obviously in Parks and Rec as he played a comedic role in that. I don't have any misgivings or compunction about it. However, I mean, Jim Varney disappears into every role he's ever been given. When he's told to be, when he's played a bad guy, he's a bad guy. When he's on Roseanne, completely believable. Whatever. We didn't talk about Jim Varney.
Is this the one where she's the leader and not going to be saved by the prince? Is that a thing? Is that real?
She's the leader?
Snow White. Is that real? I need you to tell me if that's real, Jameson. Is that real?
I don't think so.
Did you see? I recently saw. I know the new Little Mermaid live action has probably been out for a while now, but I just saw a commercial for it on YouTube or something. It's weird.
Well, and here's the thing, the cartoons that were made for kids were because, number one, they appeal to kids, and number two, they did things that you couldn't do in real life. A cartoon was the way to do things that you could not get in front of a camera. But now with CGI, you can say, well, now we have live action-ish, like The Lion King or all these reboots. Mm-hmm. What are we adding to the party?
Yeah, it's strange.
If someone shows up to your birthday party, right, you say, bring something for the people, bring some food, right? And someone shows up with chili early, right? They're 5 minutes early, and it's the best chili you've ever had. Everybody fucking loves it. And then later, that person's cousin shows up with a same size batch of chili, however, it's infinitely shittier. And you'll have to just sort of pretend like it's as good as the first chili.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're related?
Right. Melissa McCarthy, hashtag not my Ursula. She was Ursula. The comedian actress? The funny lady? Yeah, the cartoon Little Mermaid. Yeah, I don't think I would see the live action. But I have to say, though, I would see the Beauty and the Beast live action. I don't know why, but I love that movie. Maybe that's why.
Eric Cartman shows up with the chili. Yeah, he shows up with the chili. He's got your parents in there. But yeah, that's the thing. And it's not even like when they redid them as live action, they added anything or made it. It's just the same shit.
Just live action.
Just for a newer version of humans.
Yeah. This is an unreal analogy. Consider it stolen.
It's all for you, my friends. Steal as much of my content as you want, because it's not like I'm going to use it later. I'm going to forget about it.
Even though all this is recorded.
Who's going to... All right. Here's an easy one. In Lady and the Tramp, what did Lady and the Tramp eat at Tony's restaurant? It's only the most iconic...
Yeah. Who can type faster
of
again?
dog-related pop cultural media. Whoa, hey, how'd you figure that out? Jameson spaghetti?
But there was also meatballs on it.
I wanted someone to say ravioli. But yeah, of course. It's spaghetti. Hello? What kind of fucking questions are these?
This is question number 9, by the way.
All right. If you've been through, history class in high school, you may have seen this movie. In Glory, the 54th Regiment attempts to take Fort Wagner Is pepper steak cooked a little different? Is the fort ever taken? In Glory, the 54th Regiment attempts to take Fort Wagner. Is the fort ever taken?
Gabagool.
Rod, you are correct. It is never taken.
It's also Gabagool.
Basically a flip of a coin because it was a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Whatever, also Gabagool, apparently. Here's the thing. That was one of the ones. So there were several movies that just everybody got to see in pockets. I feel like I was the pocket that got to see the Armand Assante made-for-TV version of The Odyssey, right? Whereas everybody else got to see Glory. I didn't get to watch a movie in history class. We just learned. But we watched The Odyssey in some class, maybe for literature.
I never saw either of them.
You were one of the two in my high school. You either saw Glory or you saw The Odyssey with Armand Assante. Which isn't bad. Like, you know, he pulled sort of a Kevin Sorbo and decided to go a little bit of a religious nut job, but if you don't have much of a career, what are you going to do? Hercules can't last forever.
This is number 10.
Oh. All right, this will work then.
It's
Remember,
supposed to be 13.
this is about movies, so remember that. What television huckster plays in Buffy the Vampire Slayer? What television huckster plays in Buffy the Vampire Slayer? It's a shitty question. Who's Buffy's boyfriend? Oh, Jameson, you got it. Luke Perry. Bingo. P.S. Here's for 50 points.
Okay, hold on. I gotta do this points first.
Kevin from the base. His name's Kevin. Billy Mays for OxyClean.
Billy Mays.
Billy Mays here, dying of a heart attack.
I'm dead. What? 50 points for 50 points? What?
So in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Buffy stabs, I think he's like the right-hand man to like the big vampire. And he has a very long, protracted, hilarious death scene where he goes, ooh, ah, hey. And he's like, who is that vampire played by? If you've seen the movie, you'll know who it is. But when that vampire is, bingo, Paul Rubens, give that man 50 points. Pee Wee fucking Herman himself
Oh, boy.
is in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I hated that movie. Only part I liked. Paul Rubens. R.I.P. Not possible.
Definite. I know who he is, but who am I? So,
Points. What do we got?
Jameson has 301 points.
Hot diggity damn.
Rod has 136, Kayla has 75, Ryan has 50, and Amy has 1.
Keeping it real with the one. All right, people.
Doing great.
So, not that it needs to be done. Seriously, R.I.P. Paul Rubens. Not taken too soon. However, fucked over too early. Jim Varney died too soon. Those dickhead cops who busted Pee Wee for yanking it in a place where you should be yanking it. We'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get to that in just a minute. How many points is this for?
Do we want to make this
For all the marbles?
not for all the marbles, but enough for like the second player at least to make a stab at it?
Then I would do 200 points.
Feels like a lot.
Or you could do it for fuck.
We'll just do 100 points.
64. No.
100
I'll do
points.
100 points.
100 points. Round number, 100 points. Who am I? My real name is Melvin Kaminsky. My father was a first-generation Russian immigrant. I'm a 2,000-year-old man. I gave it away. I created the television series about a clumsy spy. My films are often parodies of real situations, but many feel they go too far. Who am I? I also suffer from high anxiety. That is correct. Ryan Maxwell, Brooks is it. Young Frankenstein and beyond, right?
Oh, well, Jameson still won with 301 points.
Right, because hello, that's a fucking fuck ton of points. So, Jameson, good news. Your name's going to be up there swiping Ryan Maxwell from the books of history.
What's your favorite color?
What's your favorite color? And I've got plenty of stickers. I'm
What's
going to
your
choose one
favorite
for you because I'm not going to go and spend 6 hours holding sticker up after sticker for the possibility of another hilarious 101 scenario.
Yeah, that was, you mean green. You got it. Ryan Maxwell, yeah, 150 points. I mean,
not bad indeed. But here's the thing, that's like icing on the cake of seeing Garrison Keeler,
yeah.
which might be a carrot cake, but people like those. Anywho, guys, thank you so much for showing up. Jameson, congratulations on your win. Your name will be up there. You're not going to see it this Friday because this Friday I'm flying away to the North Pole. I'm taking my family to meet Santa.
Yep.
So no show this Friday. However, next Wednesday we'll be back at it, and the next Friday back at it again with the regular shit.
Back to normal.
So thank you so much for all the subscribers, for all of the fun. Congratulations, Jameson, for winning. This is your time to shine. Well, I mean, technically not yet. Your name isn't up there, but it will be.
Yes.
And then it'll be your time to shine. But so bide your time like the Ides of March and all of the goofy shit.
The last true family man. Santa.
Sometimes you just got to pack up your family and drive to the North Pole and see what's up with that shit. Because here's the thing. If Ernest Saves Christmas mythology is true, the elves were made redundant somewhere along the line. Right? Because here's the thing about Ernest Saves Christmas. Air brakes, number one. Not important. But number two, Santa's sack works thus. You got his big red sack. The precocious young girl who's like, the audience surrogate, she gets a hold of Santa's sack, right? Because Santa goes to jail for some reason. I forget. It's been so long. But she's got the sack, and you pull out this glowing orb of light, and then it flashes into something. A present, a teddy bear, a basketball, a whatever. And so that's one of my favorite gags in the movie is this girl who looks like Punky Brewster. She was a juvenile delinquent for sure, but she fills up her living room with like toys and shit, and then has to hide them all, and so like it's cramming shit everywhere. But seriously, air brakes. One of the best pieces of cinema in history. God damn it, Kevin Westerbeck.
I hope not.
Could you imagine just like a sea of Westerbecks? All those little Oompa Loompa looking motherfuckers like rolling around with their little briefcases and their Bibles. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. We'll see you next week for a little more fun. Thanks for showing up again. Thanks for all the subscribers and everything. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
For the try to
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.